Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Manchester United's Player of the Year started 2024 with a price on his head. Now he's invaluable. Amad'S is ending 2024 with a bang, and there is a strong argument to suggest he has been Man Utd's best player this year, despite only forcing his way into the team in May. Is it possible to declare someone who has started less than a third of Manchester United's games in the calendar year their best player of 2024? It sounds extreme, but this might be where we are with Amad'S. The 22-year-old started the year on the fringes. For the first 4 months of the year, he looked more likely to be sold than to emerge as one of the best players in the team. He has still only started 16 games this year, but his record is beginning to speak for itself, and he is easily United's most dangerous and most consistent attacker. The surprise is that it took him so long to earn his chance. It doesn't reflect well on Erik ten Hag, given Amad'S' impact on the side was immediate when he was finally promoted to the starting 11 against Arsenal in May. That was his first start for the club in 887 days. He came off the bench in the final game of 2023 after recovering from an injury sustained in preseason, but didn't feature again until February 24th. There were 8 substitute appearances, including his match-winning FA Cup epic against Liverpool, before he finally got the nod in Ten Hag's team. There have been 5 goals and 7 assists in total, and he has shown his versatility by effortlessly switching to right wing-back under Ruben Amorim. He has been the best player of the Amorim era so far, and it is expected he will soon be fielded as one of the creative number 10s, as well as remaining an option as an aggressive, attacking wing-back. "I think that's one of the great advantages of Amad'S," Amorim said of his versatility at the start of December. "He's very good for me. He's very good playing in that position, but also playing between the lines, because he has a good control and he seems faster with the ball than without the ball, so it's something that he has, and he's capable of playing in both positions, and he can play in different systems. So in the future, we will play in a different system maybe. So he is that kind of player that we need in the team." It has been his pressing that has shown under the club's new head coach. Amad'S has embraced the physical demands of Amorim's system quicker than any of his teammates, and as well as being an electric attacking presence, he is also setting the tone in terms of intensity. That has thrust him on the 4-Man United shortlist in our fans' Footballer of the Year vote. He is up against Andre Onana, Diogo Dalot, and Alejandro Garnacho. All of them have played an awful lot more football than Amad'S has. Onana has improved at United. Amad'S sends cryptic plea to Man United and Ruben Amorim ahead of Man City derby. Manchester United have been enjoying Amad'S' incredible form since Erik ten Hag's departure at the end of October. Manchester United winger Amad'S appears to have sent his striker preference to Ruben Amorim ahead of the Manchester derby on Sunday. The Ivorian has rapidly become one of United's most dependable players since Erik ten Hag was sacked at the end of October. Before his departure, Amad'S had to resort to being a backup option, but he was thrust into the starting lineup under interim boss Ruud van Nistelrooy. Since then, he has managed to keep his place under Amorim, and is one of the first names on the team sheet for big matches. So far this campaign, the 22-year-old has managed 3 goals and 6 assists in just 22 appearances, with a good chunk of those coming as cameos under Ten Hag. Amorim is more likely than not to start Amad'S at Manchester City on Sunday, and the forward appears to have put his case forward for who should start alongside him in the front line. Sharing a picture of himself and Rasmus Højlund on social media on Friday night, the winger added a love heart and a fingers crossed emoji. The exact meaning of this message is unclear, but it could be interpreted as Amad'S expressing his desire to see the Dane feature on Sunday from the start. Højlund is currently vying for the center forward position with Joshua Zirkzee, but it looks like he has the advantage. Højlund came off the bench on Thursday night to become the hero, as his brace helped the Reds come from a goal down to beat Viktoria Plzeň 2-1 in Czechia. Amad'S played a part in Højlund's first on the night, as an incredible piece of skill saw him get a shot off, which deflected into the path of the striker to score. Man Utd willing to sell midfielder. Manchester United have had a disappointing first half to the Premier League season. The Red Devils have suffered 6 defeats in their 15 games played. They are 8 points adrift of the final Champions League spot occupied by Manchester City. United manager Ruben Amorim could be backed with a small budget to spend in January. The hierarchy could look to secure additional funds with player sales. Sky Germany journalist Florian Plettenberg now reports that United would be willing to part ways with Christian Eriksen if a suitable offer is made in January. Eriksen could leave this winter after Amorim's snub. The Denmark international had a good start to the campaign under former manager Erik ten Hag. With injuries to Kobbie Mainoo and Mason Mount, Eriksen was a regular part of the starting lineup. He registered 4 goals and 3 assists from his first 13 appearances. Eriksen retained his place in the starting 11 for Amorim's first game in charge, but has since failed to play a single minute. He has been an unused substitute in the last 4 matches. The Dane, who has been described as world-class by Brentford manager Thomas Frank, has the gifted ability to create and score goals, but he is no longer in his prime. There have been many games where Eriksen has struggled to provide control in midfield. His limited mobility is another cause for concern. Amorim tends to prefer midfielders who are robust and can control proceedings. Eriksen will likely be offloaded next month. The midfielder's contract expires at the end of the season. United could be willing to accept a nominal fee. They could also save some of his £150,000 per week wages for a new signing. Bruno Fernandes' reasons for staying at Man United, as star is touted for shock transfer. Manchester United have been urged to cash in on captain Bruno Fernandes by Jamie Carragher, with the playmaker admitting earlier this year he had concrete offers to leave over the summer. Bruno Fernandes almost left Manchester United last summer, but ultimately decided to stay and sign a new long-term contract because the club showed that it needed me. Fernandes had concrete offers on the table from across Europe and Saudi Arabia before deciding to put pen to paper on a lucrative deal that runs until 2027. However, a lot has changed at Old Trafford since he signed that extension, with manager Erik ten Hag replaced by Ruben Amorim. There are expected to be plenty of changes under Amorim, and that includes player sales, with Jamie Carragher suggesting United should consider selling Fernandes next summer to raise funds for new signings. A dilemma also looms with Bruno Fernandes, Carragher wrote in The Telegraph. Unlike Marcus Rashford, Fernandes has been one of United's best players during a tough period, and would have shown with more quality around him during his Old Trafford career. But he is 30 now, and there may be value in offloading him to raise funds. I've always felt Fernandes is a great talent rather than a great player. He creates a lot of chances, but can be very undisciplined with and without the ball. That makes it a lot harder for United to defend as a compact unit as he chases the ball all over the pitch. It looks like great commitment to the supporters, but the manager will be tearing his hair out. However, Fernandes is keen to stay at Old Trafford and explained in October that he feels the ongoing changes under new co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe will lead to a dream future for United. This vote of confidence from the club was very important for me, Fernandes told ESPN about his new deal. Even because I was approached by other clubs, the club was aware that there was a possibility of me leaving. I had concrete offers. But the club showed that it needed me, that it was at a time of change, and that they wanted to do things differently. I believe there is a dream future at this club with the changes that are taking place. That's why I chose to stay. There were other directions that would have been interesting for me, other expectations. But I feel good here. I feel loved and I feel that the club has been very respectful of me. Manchester United warned off January transfer bid. Won't get his left foot for that. Manchester United have been linked with a move for Tyler Dibbling in January. But Southampton boss Russell Martin has laughed off suggestions the teenager could be available for £21 million. Southampton boss Russell Martin has laughed off claims Manchester United are eyeing a £21 million move for Tyler Dibbling. The 18-year-old has impressed so far this season for Southampton, and it seems talks over a new deal have stalled.